Hello, welcome to another Tonalist landscape oil painting demonstration with your painter in residence, M. Francis McCarthy, and welcome as well to Past Masters, Day 11. Is it really Day 11? Well, it was labeled 11 in the series of panels I had prepared, so it really is. This painting is a study after Jacob van Ruisdael. He has a bunch of other names in between those, but we'll skip those. It also has a title like Landscape with Man Traveling. Let's see, Landscape with a Traveler. Yes, I'm just calling it Landscape because too many words. I guess these Dutch guys, they like to use up a bunch of words, not just for their names, but for their titles. Anyway, I completed this quite a while back, maybe August, and I'm real happy with it. Actually, it's one I ended up putting several extra layers of work into, and I was happy with it at the initial, and I'd actually done a bunch of photography. By the way, if you hear some clacking in the background, it's the blind. It's hot here, so I've got the window open, and one day or another I need to address this clacking blind thing, but it won't be today. Anyway, it didn't make it with the other ones I photographed, so it was sitting there, and I found some time, put some time aside, and set some time aside to finish it up, and I did. I'm real happy with it. I think it's a very, very interesting composition by him, and you know, it's going to fit in nice with the rest of the larger past masters I've done. So I want to address something about the channel here. Most of you are very nice. They're lovely people, and appreciate the efforts that I'm expending here. But every now and again, I get somebody who's critical, and you know, there's no problem with being critical, of course. A lot of times it's because they're of course being critical because they're not getting what they expected or wanted when they came to YouTube looking for guidance and inspiration with their painting. And this person, I basically didn't keep their comment. And I didn't keep my replies because I thought, well, I'll just address this in my next video. Not that that person will ever hear it, but it'll be there. And I have addressed this in the past. I'm pretty consistent. This is the way I do my channel. I basically put up my paintings. I speed them up to about 11, maybe 12 minutes. And then I basically just talk over the top. And I just talk about, it could be whatever's on my mind at that time, or whatever's going on in the studio, or maybe I even had a thought about painting that I wanted to communicate, and I use that time and place to do it. It's all very random, and but just because it's random doesn't mean that I'm not passing along a heck of a lot of gems that are there for the serious student. And if you are a serious student of painting and you think I have something to offer you skill-wise, I would recommend just putting a lot of time aside and watching all my videos, and at the end of it you're going to know just about everything I know. But what you're not going to get is a how-to lesson. I'm not into that, and there's lots of people doing that on YouTube, and there's lots of people on YouTube that are working hard to curry favor with a massive audience, and that's just not what I'm interested in. I'm interested in sharing what I do with people that are interested in looking at my painting process and listening to what I have to say. And if you're not one of those people, just move on. Don't bother giving me a negative like or a negative comment, because I'm not trying to be the popular painting teacher. And you might actually find a few videos, maybe somewhere around the 200 something mark, where I was maybe labeling things tutorial or this or that, but and I've tried that on, and it's just not me. I'm not that kind of teacher. I basically learn through insight, and sometimes when I've had these negative comments, I've even wanted to sit down and list in that so-called rambling conversation I just laid out, the maybe 10 to 15 insights that I imparted that were there for somebody that was paying attention. And a lot of times these are little nuggets that just filter into your subconscious, and they might bear fruit later or they might not. You may not have ears to hear. I really don't mind, because we're all on a path, we're all on a journey. No two of us are the same as artists. And that gets into the other point. The real issue is, what is it that you want from painting? Why are you painting? And why do you feel you need to get better? And how are you planning on getting better at painting? Okay, because if you think you're going to get better at painting by watching people do instructional videos on YouTube, you're going to find out that that isn't going to really help you. You might get a few pointers, you might get a few tips. It's just going to lay there like a pile of something that I won't mention, unless you actually put the tips, advice, and insights into practice, into your painting practice. And that means by doing paintings. And let's face it, doing paintings is hard. It's not easy. It's one of the harder things to pull off. I do music. I think, frankly, music's a lot easier. Sure, you got to know things like keys and scales and chords, but there's a lot of ways around that these days. There's no real way around making a good painting. Even I have a program, it's brilliant, it's called Topaz Studio, and I can turn photos into art with the click of a button, and some of it looks awesome. But there's still photos, there's still problems, they're not quite art, and certainly you couldn't turn any photo into something like this Van Ruisdael painting, no way. He didn't have photography. This is the expression of a human being interacting with reality. And it doesn't even look that real. Because why? Well, because he didn't have cameras, So much what he was doing was captured in his memory and imagination, and is actually a reflection of his thoughts and ideas about reality, more so than it's an actual depiction of reality. It's close enough, though. I mean, if for people in the day, they probably would look at it and just go, oh my god, it looks so real, but trees don't really look like that, and the clouds sort of do, though. I have to give him that. His clouds are really good. But in fact, I'm not even criticizing him. I think he's freaking brilliant, amazing. Anyway, I wanted to address that, and like I say, it's not going to, the comments aren't really going to the people that might want to hear them, but to me, if you're going on YouTube and you're just looking for quick solutions, quick answers, and someone to spill everything out for you, there's plenty of that out there, and good luck with it. And these people will have 25, 50, 100,000 subscribers, and that's fine. That's great. I don't know if I ever had 20,000 subscribers, it wouldn't bother me. I'd keep doing exactly what I do, which is true to myself and true to what I want to do. And that's why, if you look at my output of videos, I've been very consistent all the way through. There's been times when I've tried things to build up an audience, and I'm not afraid to try things out either. I'm not afraid to fail, and I have to say that's your number one thing to get over if you want to be a painter, is fail more. Okay, just fail more. Try things you don't know how to do and fail at them, and then keep trying and don't give up. And eventually, if you really want to get good in a hurry, that's the way to get good. Just try a bunch of things you don't know how to do, and be prepared to fail. And go ahead and destroy those paintings, or paint over the top of them, or turn them facing the wall, or whatever, and then get on to the next painting. And every now and again, do a bit of what you're good at, so you don't get totally demoralized. But in fact, I don't sit there and try and paint a bunch of stuff that I'm not good at. Although I will say I'm still doing figurative work, and I may put some of that up on the nudes channel, which I let go by the wayside when I let the landscape channel just kind of sit there and percolate for the last 3 or 4 months. But I have some nudes, and when I do nudes, I'm I'm struggling, man. You know, it's fun and it's hard, and I feel like I'm floating afterwards when I do a landscape painting because I've done so many more. I've done thousands and thousands of landscape paintings, and one of the reasons I do these studies after people like Ruisdael, one of the greats, all-time greats. So don't get my comments as far as this stuff not being that realistic. Don't take it the wrong way. He was a genius. He was amazing, and when you put him in the context of his time, absolutely amazing. One of the greatest painters that ever lived. You know, but that was 400 or 500 years ago. A lot's gone on since then, but I want to get some of that Ruisdael juice into my work, and this is why I did a study. And this is why, you know, if you want to get better, do studies after the masters. How can you learn any better than that, you know? Don't sit there and watch Bob Ross imitators show you slapdash tricks and secrets for painting clouds. You know what I mean? Don't waste your time. That's just my 2 cents. Anyway, diatribe over. Gonna get off my soapbox now. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you're having a wonderful day and a great holiday season. I'll be back real soon with another video. Today, by the way, is Saturday, December 22nd, and I will be getting this up today, so you can definitely expect a video from me every Saturday and sometimes in the middle. Meanwhile, take good care and stay out of trouble. Happy holidays.